In this video, we're going to start to talk about order of operations. Um, order of operations is how you do a problem that has different operations in it. It might have some multiplication, might have subtraction, might have parentheses, might have an exponent. And so you need to know, what do you do first? So there's this little saying, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses first, exponents second, multiplying third, dividing fourth, adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and subtraction 6, I guess. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you kind of do this all first, the parentheses, then you do the exponents second, then you do multiplication, division, third and fourth, and then addition and subtraction, 5, and 6. So PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It's a great way to remember it. We're not going to talk about all those things in this video. The only thing we're going to talk about in this video is something we probably haven't done a lot of, exponents. Okay? So let's deal with exponents. Exponents is something like 3 to the 4th. When you have a number that has this little number kind of up to the right and looks like it's kind of floating.
Good morning, Brittany and Megan. Your coffee is in the lounge. I'm setting up for treat week if you want to join me.
All right. I guess you just got a message about someone having coffee in the lounge. How cool is that? I don't think they said my name, so no coffee for me. Oh well, let's get back to exponents. 3 to the 4th power. So it's 3 to the 4th. Now, it is not 3 times 4. This does not equal 12. No. 3 to the 4th is not 12. Common mistake. What this does equal, this is exponential form. This is like an exponent. Then we could put it in expanded form. And then we have something called standard form. And standard form is where you solve the problem. But exponents, exponent into expanded form is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. You're doing 3 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see when we do this is not going to equal 12, for sure. So you have 3 times 3 times 3. Now, expanded form is bigger, longer, takes up some more space. So it's kind of nice to use exponential form. It compacts things. It makes it a little more easier to see just right there. This is kind of long and can get a little bit confusing. But it's okay to take this, as we're learning it, take this, put it into expanded form, and then we're going to get the standard form. The way you get the standard form is by solving. So 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 times 3. Then I come here and do this, 27 times 3. And when I do that, I get 81. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 equals 81. All right. 3 to the 4th, exponential form, expanded form, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, equals standard form, 81. All three of these, exact same thing. They equal each other. 3 to the 4th equals 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 equals 81. So 3 to the 4th equals 81. And that's basically all exponents is. Let's do another one. This time, let's do 5 times 5 times 5. Okay? So if I'm doing 5 times 5 times 5, if I want to put it in exponential form, instead of doing this, I know I'm going to have 5. How many times do I have 5? 3 times. So 5 to the third is the same as 5 times 5 times 5. And if I do that, 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 more is 125. Okay? So then, what I could do is I could compare things. So like 3 to the fourth is what to 5 to the third? And I know that 3 to the fourth equals 81. I know this is 125. So I know that 5 to the third is greater than 3 to the fourth. All right. Let's do one more. How about we do 10 to the fifth? 10 to the fifth is going to be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Let me make sure I have 5 tens, because that's what I need, 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So now I do 10 times 10 is 100, times this 10, times this 10, times this 10. 100 times 10 is 1,000, times 10, times 10. I'll do it again. Now I have 10,000 times 10. Now, one last time. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 100,000. You can see how it grows really quickly. You might hear someone say, well, it's growing exponentially. So 10 to the fifth, if 10 is growing exponentially and it grows 5 times, 10 to the fifth is going to be 100,000. It'd be nice if I could put a $10 bill in the bank and have it grow exponentially 5 times, because then I would have 100,000. That doesn't quite work that way. Now, with tens, the way I could have figured this also out is I know 10, anything times 10, you're always going to have a 1 at the, 10 times 10, or 100 times 100, or 1,000 times 1,000, 100,000 times 1,000, you're going to have that 1, and then you just got to count how many zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get you 100,000. So the easy way, when you have a 10 to some power, 10 to the fifth, is you take the 1 and put 5 zeros. 2, 4, 5. Just like that. Okay? Just like 10 to the second is going to be 10 times 10, which is 100. Or you could say I have a 1, 2 zeros equals 100. I could go 10 to the third, which would be 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. So this should be 1,000. Let's see if it works out. 10 to the third is the 1, and then 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Okay? But when you have numbers 3 to the fourth, you expand it out, multiply them together, and you will get the standard form, or your answer, what it is. Now that's a piece of this PEMDAS. So after you do the parentheses, if you see something that looks like this, that's the second thing you do before you go on to multiply and divide, and then add and subtract. Okay, so there's the E part of PEMDAS in order of operations. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a number, you can pick any number, and take it to a certain power. I don't care what power you take it to. So maybe you do 2 to the 8th, or 2 to the 5th, or 7 to the 3rd, or 7 to the 5th, or just take some number, put it to a power, so it has an exponent, and then I want you to write this exponent here, whatever it is. I want you to do it then in expanded form, and then I want you to do it in standard form. So put that on just a piece of scrap paper, note card, whatever it is. Bring it into school tomorrow. I'd like to see how you did it in exponential form, expanded form, standard form. Okay?